Feelings won't kill you. People think that feelings are going to literally kill them and they're going to die right there on the floor if they feel this. It could feel like death, but remember, with every death, there's a beginning of some sort.
Did you push record?
Thank you for tuning in again to Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hey, Silka, I'm coming to you with a red nose and a rough voice. Getting over being sick.
That's okay. I was a little under the weather last week too. I think lots of people are at this time of year. And thank you for joining me despite your sniffles. And I'm glad you're feeling better. So today I want to continue on our series on love and relationships after 50, specifically how to get over a broken heart, how to move on after a breakup after 50. Big topic.
Yeah, and like I was telling you off screen, is that I see that it's harder and harder for most people, to move on because things feel more complicated. Things are more complex. Maybe you've had so many decades or years with someone, and there's adult kids involved, and there's maybe health issues involved, and careers and finances. Back when we're in our 20s, it's still heartbroken, but you feel like you have a lot more time to meet people and to keep building your career and have the money come in. And if you need to move, something happens after 50. And I think it's because society through decades have said, after 50, don't move. Be careful about a career. You got to save money. Oh, there's not as many good people out there anymore. Lack of. And we're here to say, cut the shit out. There doesn't have to be a lack of after 50. And there's also lots of other reasons why people have a difficult time, coming back after a breakup after 50. Maybe you're just like done and you've dated so much and you just don't feel like who's left out there. Or maybe the last relationship really burned you in many different ways. Or, and unfortunately, I see this often, I've seen a lot of it just this past week with clients, your loved one having affairs on you and them just finding out. And then that wreaks havoc with, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Am I not enough? Am I not pretty enough, handsome enough, smart enough? I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah. No, exactly. And especially if you fall into that trap, I'll call it, of, something is wrong with me, something is broken, and that you want to sort of, prove to your ex that you're worthy, that you're good enough, that you want to keep going back versus moving forward, right?
Yeah, and there can come, I see lots of different things. There can come a lot of anger, that the anger drives you forward until it doesn't. And then sometimes what I see is they knew something was going on but couldn't prove anything. So it's a relief, and there's anger, and there's still what's wrong with me. And then there's people who, don't even see something coming because they're not paying attention to the flags sometimes. And then there's anger, hurt, sadness, and that keeps them stuck. And there's also, maybe you've been dating for a long time and you just can't seem to find a commitment. Is it really about the person or the people that you've been dating? Or maybe is it about, is there fear there about committing and settling down and what it's like and having emotional intimacy or sexual types of intimacy or whatever. So there's many different reasons why, after heartbreak.
Yeah. How do you counsel someone then to get through it? How do you get over those horrible feelings that just, can literally kill you at some point?
Well, every situation, and we just named a few, every situation with a heartbreak comes with a different background and different baggage, but the theme is all, always the same, of just devastation, hurt, pain, sadness, heartbreak, anger, hopelessness, helplessness. I mean, there's all those things that go on. I've seen many different things. Some people want to jump back in, and I'm not saying anything about men, but I have to say, from a professional standpoint, research shows it, and I've seen it for decades, that when there's a breakup between a man and a man will go out and date quicker and hop into a relationship quicker than a female will. And I've always said, this is just Paige's perspective now, I've always said that because women have women friends, there's that emotional connection. Men don't always have in our age population that emotional connection with other men. So they're seeking that peace much more than maybe a female would. Does that make sense?
It does. They can go out and play golf together, for example, but
Hmm.
they're not going to talk about anything on the golf course other than their swing.
Yeah, yeah. Or their sex that they had the other night, or whatever it might be, or
Yeah,
just yeah.
something
But not
that's guy approved.
yeah, not that emotional component that females bring, very naturally. So what do you do when you have a heartbreak? Go and speak to people, whether it's someone like me or a counselor or a shaman or a coach, whatever it is, to kind of, process it out, journal about it, start getting into hobbies that feel good about yourself. Start to figure out, okay, what is the gift in this heartbreak? What am I supposed to see that maybe I didn't see before? What am I supposed to learn about myself that I can't wait to jump into to learn about? What adventures have I been holding myself back from? And did I put myself in a box in this last relationship or hold myself back because of where I was? Or was I running so much with this other person that it was about them that I lost me?
Yeah. And that's so hard to do in the moment. It's so hard to
Yeah,
do in the
yeah.
moment, but that's absolutely true. Is what are the gifts in this? It's funny, Treva Sharf, who, Treva and Robbie, you've seen some of the segments I've done with them.
Yeah.
She wrote a article, Someday You'll Thank the Ex Who Dumped You.
It's always
Yeah.
anything that goes on in life. There's a gratefulness for what goes on if you want to see that.
Yeah. In the immediacy of it, though, cry, cry, cry. It's okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I just had a couple clients today that, we talked about how they disconnect from the emotional component of their body, and they just completely disconnect, and they run and hide and do something else, or they run and keep themselves really busy and distracted, or they jump into other relationships, whatever it might be, whatever coping skill you have to not deal with what you're dealing with. Okay, if that's what you want to do in the beginning, and if that works, go ahead and do it. Just know this. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. It's still there. So when you're ready to start to step into what that all felt like, step into it. Feelings won't kill you. People think that feelings are going to literally kill them and they're going to die right there on the floor if they feel this. It could feel like death, but remember, with every death, there's a beginning of some sort.
Good. Yeah, good. It's funny when you said that, one thing that popped up. I remember that old song, "Everybody Plays the Fool Sometime." Do you know that one? That always, when I went through a breakup, the last 50 years, for some reason that always made me feel good. Because you're not this isn't the first or the last time, and I'm certainly not the only one. You share this with so many others, and I don't know why that made me feel better, but it did.
Because it was a great song frequencies and vibration of song actually help the body, and the words didn't make you feel so alone. And that's another big thing. So if music helps you, go to music, reading, biking, whatever it is that's a little bit more healthier than like going out and drinking, yourself to death. Finding things that you can throw yourself in, and at the same time, if you need to be home sitting in a bathtub and crying your face off, go ahead. Or if you want to do some kickboxing because you're so angry, or if you have what is it? When you're doing kickboxing, they have like a person, like a fake dummy
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
picking. You can pretend that that's the person that you're pissed off with. And just remember, it's a way to get anger out so the anger doesn't take you down.
That's funny because I remember when I did kickboxing with Billy Blanks. He used to say that in class. Just pretend like this is somebody that you just don't, Boy, that worked.
It does work. I had gone through that too decades ago, and I can still see it now, who that person was. And at the same time that I was like kicking and hitting, I was also thanking, going, thank you, because I get to develop and step into a deeper, greater, more evolved person if I choose to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're running out of time, Paige. Again, an important topic that, my goodness, we all go through. And yes, it does get more intense as we age. Anything else that you want to say in closing on here?
No, just that as it gets more intense as we age, just know that you also have the wisdom behind creating support systems and knowing where to go for help and what to do versus when we were so younger before that, deer in the headlights kind of thing. So remember, behind that heartache, there's wisdom.
Good, well said. Paige,
Thanks.
we'll see you. We'll see you next time on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. Just click on through to YouTube, and when you see that little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too. We'll notify you every time we release a new video. See you next time.